Well, hello, Craftinistas. I am here with a project that I seen on Kathy's Garden YouTube channel a while back, and I put this magazine aside, and I hadn't got around to it, and so now I'm going to get into this. So I have this magazine, and I'm going to do a little art journal. I'm going to turn this into something that I can just journal in and express myself with. So I've got this magazine, and I'm going to make it half the size. So I have some scrapbook paper here that I was going to use for another project that I just glued two 12 by 12 pieces together. This was an easy way to do it. I think it would be less bulkier and would turn out better if you use pieces one side by one side the way I did it. I kind of messed up on when I was gluing it down in the gap, but it came together well. But if I did it over again, I'd probably do half and half. But I'm just going to show you what I did. It still turned out pretty cute. So you take these pieces of magazine and you're going to just fold them in half. And so what I did here was just folding it down and to make sure that I could turn easily. So I ended up leaving more of a bigger gap here, as you can see. And basically the method is to fold it over to one side, and so I'm folding it in, and then I'm lining it up, and then just making sure, like I said, that you can fold it over easily without it gapping. And so now that I got that nice and smooth, you're just going to take two sheets in between and rip those out. So you got the one piece of magazine paper that you folded in, and then you're going to take two that you're going to rip out. So I'm just going to get rid of those two, and then I'm going to fold one in. So this is a magazine that I've obviously looked at, I'm done with, and I'm going to recycle it, and I'm going to use it to express my thoughts and get my creative side going. So then, like I said, I've got the one piece and then two piece folded in, and then I'm taking out ripping out two more pages, and then I can just take my tweezers and just fine tune any raggedy paper that I've torn, little raggedy edges that I've got in there. But I pretty much am tearing this smooth, and as you can see, I've got three there that I've ripped two out in the middle. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and do that with the rest of the book. And you can see here, so far everything's going nice and smooth. What I did is just folded everything down. I see I've left a gap because I'm gonna fold that little piece in later for the cover. And then I've taken that insert that was in there and just folded it, torn it off, and just had, just the one piece there. And then I've just folded in the two sides on the end, as you can see there, and just folded that over. And see how flat it is? It's nice and flat. I'm going to make a nice little journal here. And this is what I was saying about making it over. If I did it over, I would use a piece by piece instead of this one solid piece. But I had this for a prior project that I was going to do, and I didn't end up doing. As you can see, when you do it like this, I ended up gluing it used it by the gap here. And as you can see, when you're doing that, I can't see what's on the back side. I can't see the fold that's on the back side. So it kind of folded over and kind of made it awkward when I glued it in. I can see that. You can't really see that in the final product. It still turned out pretty good. But doing it over, I wouldn't do a solid piece. I would just do one side and then do the other side. So I've got that done. And I ended up taking my scraps and then just glued those on the pages. And so I didn't think that was something that I needed to show. I just did that, and it really wasn't with something that was showing the construction or something important. But I just took scraps from my little scrap box that I have full of scraps and just picked out papers. I tried to do more of the strips. I didn't want to do more of the little fine ones. And as you can see there, I've got a solid piece on there because I kind of just wanted to make it not so easy to match up or do something with, but just whatever, just putting pieces together or however kind of scraps I did. As you can see, I used 2 on that one side and it still turned out pretty good. Now here I'm just using some gesso. In her video, she used it all throughout. I just wanted to do a couple of pages to see how I liked it, and I figure more of my style that I'm heavy-handed with the gesso. I'm heavy-handed with painting, so I'm not that great at painting. Isn't my thing. So I figured that I liked the way that this looked, but I only wanted to do a few pages because when I do something later, I may not want to have white background paint all over. I may, want to do something different with stamping or something. I don't know. Just wanted to leave it kind of open. So I kind of like this how it is when it dried and kind of using that one side there. So, and then the other ones just kind of turn out dark, and I like the light. So I'll just go as I'll just see how it goes. But I only wanted to do a few pages of that. And as you can see, I kind of like that one side, how it turned out. And so here I have this little bag that I had in my stash, this like Hobby Lobby. And I just thought about, was a rough week, a lot of things going on. So I just thought about the theme of like my entry here was like laying all your burdens down. And then I just wrote a passage there, and then just just kind of fancied up that bag, and it was my therapy. It helped me, and this is the whole idea of this journal. Now I thought about doing a closure on here with a hole puncher and putting a rivet through there, but then I thought, if I do something like I did in this entry, it would be pretty bulky. So I'm just gonna just tie it, like that, like loosely. So it can, if it gets bulky, it's fine. And then I'm not bound by, ripping out with a hole in there. So I thought that this would be easier in the long run because I don't know how bulky it was going to turn out, but I still think it turned out pretty good. And if you like this craft, please give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and see you later, Craftinistas.